AXNESS. I'm an early development specialist. I teach graduate students about prenatal development, particularly brain development. I help parents who want to support their children's optimal development. My book, Parenting for Peace, came out this spring, and it's really about how do we raise a generation with a brain wired with the capacities of the peacemaker. How do we develop well-mapped brain circuitry? And I know this is a hearing about fees. It's not about health effects. I'm sure you've heard a lot about health effects. Just want to say one thing. I do have a section in here where I talk about the famed neuroscience scientist from UCLA, Ross Agee, who was one of the very first to really bring up concerns about what EMFs do. They alter the permeability of the cell membrane. The cell, our basic foundation of our well-being and our health. It would be as if I asked you to put on earmuffs and put marbles in your mouth and then asked you to do your job effectively. You couldn't bring in information correctly and you couldn't respond appropriately. So that's all professional. It got personal for me in January. My smart meter was put on the end of January, and at the end of February I came up with tinnitus, ringing in my ears. I didn't make the connection then. I was very busy. The book came out that month. A few months later, I started having intense musculoskeletal pain when sitting at my computer, where the smart meter happened to be mounted on the wall 3 feet behind me. Still didn't make the connection. It took a while. When I finally figured it out, did some research, I called up to opt out. I was told $75 initial fee plus $10 a month. I said, what price health? Okay. I want to say 3 overarching comments about the opt-out fees. I'm shaking in my boots after that. I just testified about his raising rate. I'm sure a lot of people will be citing this section 415 about fairness. First of all, philosophically, that I have to pay to opt out of a technology that has a massive amount of concern focused upon it, especially in other countries, and that has caused me actual physical symptoms, seems to strike right at the heart of my pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness, and to my way of thinking has class action written all over it. Yeah. It seems unjust that I, whose bill is sometimes $39, would be paying this now proposed $29, almost 100% of my bill, that it wouldn't be based in a percentage, if I'm going to be pragmatic. And lastly, if you do persist in charging opt-out fees of any size, it seems that those of us who live in tiny homes in which it's impossible to relocate, to be in a place, to put the meter where humans don't routinely hang out, we're penalized. I don't have the option to have my meter moved to anywhere where I don't spend a lot of time. There's literally no place on the outside of my house that isn't directly adjacent to a lived-in space. Again, I just keep hearing the words class action ringing in my ears along with the